This is Wretched Radio with Todd Friel.
Let's go back to youth group, shall we?
Real quick, we have a few prayer requests. Anyone have some prayer requests? We have some prayer requests, so I'm going to pass this basket around. Just grab a little fortune cookie-sized piece of paper. Who's excited for winter camp? Some bands that are going to be at winter camp are Skillet, Disciple, Cutlass, 1,000 Foot Crutch, Third Day, Hawk Nelson, Casting Crowns, Barlow Girl, Mercy Me, Falling Up, Stellar Cart, 11D7, Firefly, Flyleaf, Leland, Newsboys, Red, Reliant K, Seventh Day Slumber, Super Chick, and the guy from Korn. We're going to be borrowing a van from our friends at Crossroads because our van got broken into again. This Saturday, we're going to be handing out flyers. We're going to be doing a car wash. We're going to have a bake sale. All right, enough of that. Let's do some worship. All right, how about we kick the night off with some worship? Who's ready for some worship? Wow. Amen. Praise God.
That's
Hallelujah.
enough of that.
God's going to move tonight, guys. The Spirit is going to move tonight. The Lord's going to move tonight. We are going to move that couch tonight. All right, guys, let's start the night off with a prayer. Who wants to say the prayer? Luke? All right, I have a slideshow presentation prepared. Are we ready? Do we have the presentation, the slideshow ready?
Broken. Pretty certain of that.
All right, I guess we're having some technical difficulties with the projector, just like the last week and all the other weeks before that. Okay, who...
That hurts. This is Wretched Radio, sending emails to idea@Wretched Radio. Idea@Wretched.org, idea@Wretched.org.
So
I was doing so well. Check out this email from a young man. This will flabbergast you. That's right. It's an active verb. It's going to flabbergast you. Todd, could you please speak to the issue of what it means for guys my age at 18 to be a man? Do you know how many young men actually ask that question? Answer, not many. There are a couple, but not many of them do. Dude, I got to tell you something. You're already well on your way just by desiring that. In fact, I think that's the first key. It's like a drug addict or an alcoholic. You don't want to get better? You're not gonna. You don't want to be a man? You're not gonna. Listen to this email. What does it mean for guys my age at 18 to be a man? Kind of sad. My father never really trained me up in the Lord, but in a more secular kind of manhood, I guess, so I feel like I've really missed out. I want to be a man, and I yearn to take that responsibility and that seat. Wow. Dude, that's what a man does. He desires more wisdom. He desires to grow. Sorry you didn't have a pop who did that for you. Find a man in your church. Identify somebody. Start going to the men's events. Stop going to youth groups like this.
Okay, who brought their Bible? Okay, who needs a highlighter? All right, this translation that I'm reading from is the CEV, the NIV, the ASV, the JUB, the KJV, the NBC, the MTV, ABC, 1, 2, 3. Let's keep it down, guys. Let's put our phones away, guys. How's the projector looking?
Nope.
Still not working. It's a battle out there, guys. We need to put on the full armor of God. Do you ever feel sick and tired of being sick and tired? Do you ever feel like breaking down? Do you ever feel out of place? Like somehow you just don't belong and no one understands you? Knock, knock. Who's there? It's God. So remember that when you guys go back to school this week. When you guys go back to school. So when you guys go back to school, we need to keep our focus on God and away from secular things. All right, who's coming to my house to watch the football game? Secular things are bad. Who's seen the new Star Wars movie? Hey, Luke, he is your father.
Killing himself. Just killing himself.
Thanks for coming out tonight, guys. There's snacks in the back. There's drinks in the back. There's cookies in the back. There's lemonade in the back. There's all kinds of goodies in the back. There's not. Okay, guys, no snacks tonight. If anyone wants to stay and help me clean up...
Hello?
No one?
Hello.
Okay.
Avoid youth groups like that. If that's what your church offers, then join the men. Hopefully it's a little better in that room. That would be a good thing to do, young man. And then identify a guy and approach him and say, I need a mentor. Would you disciple me? Would you spend time with me? Would you take me to a meal maybe once every couple of weeks, once a month, and just teach me some wisdom? How did you get to be the way that you are? Talk to me about your marriage. Tell me about kids. When did you start? Why do you start? Do you wish you had started sooner? How do you get over fights in your home? How do you deal with your kids when they're naughty? How did you resist temptation when you were my age? How do you deal with lust of the flesh? And let somebody help you. That is the context of the local church. This is another reason why most of us, myself included, for many years did not understand the admonitions to become a member of a local church. This is the type of stuff that should be happening there. I received an email from somebody else sent to ID@wretched.org concerned about his salvation. Thinking that maybe things had kind of flatlined. Does this mean I'm not saved? And my answer was, well, what do the people in your church think? Do they see any growth in your life? And his response was, well, I'm a member, but I really haven't been participating much. And in that moment, I think he now understands, oh, look at the blessing of church. If I'm going through a dry season, other people can come around me and go, you're going through a dry season? Are you kidding me? When you first got here, do you know what you were like and how you act today? Knock it off, you knucklehead. You're doing swell. Stay at it. That's the beauty of the local church. So, young man, plug into your local church. He wrote this. I have many good friends who are guys but are immature. I wonder if sometimes I'm immature as well. You are. So am I. That's why we need elders. Your recognition of it is what is so crucial, dude. I don't want to hang around them anymore. Then don't. If you're constantly having to pull them up, note this for certain. They're pulling you down. I want to be around men and run with men who are serious and sober, but I can't seem to find any that I can realistically run with. Well, they shouldn't be your constant knock-around buddies. But having somebody in your life that you regularly meet with to get you on your way. He closes, I don't want to be a little kid anymore. How can I be a man? How can I be like Jesus? Dude, you're on your way. Idea@wretched.org. This was sent in. A couple of corrections. I gave out the wrong website. I can't believe that. Nevertheless,
No, you?
I'll take your word for it, Grant. I talked about the mission ball. It's themissionball.org. If you're going on any sort of missions trip and you want to bring the gospel, bring the mission ball. It's a soccer ball, thorough law, gospel presentation. You go to the field where the kids want to be playing with a soccer ball but don't have one. You do. Hey, everybody, gather around. I want to give you this soccer ball. Before I do, let me read this to you. Wa and la. And by the way, if you're going to a country and you can't speak the language or they don't speak English, I'm not trying to be glib here. Why are you going? Because a missions trip is about spreading the good news of the gospel. And if you can't communicate that, then you're not going on a missions trip. You might be going on an act of mercy trip, but you're not going on a missions trip. Missions trip is when we hit the streets, we preach, we teach. You can do all kinds of vacation Bible school, fine by me, English camp, whatever. But preaching the gospel is what makes it a missions trip. Painting fences, digging wells, nice things, but that's mercy, not missions. So it's themissionball.org, themissionball.org. I'm sure that you can read it there. It's really good. And Tori has done a great job of improving the technology so that after they've kicked it around for a year, the gospel is still there. It's very clever, very clever. Themissionball.org. This was sent in from Joe with much brotherly love. Then why aren't I feeling it, Joe? Hey, Todd, you don't like extreme couponers. Okay, first of all, that's not right. It's not that I don't like extreme couponers. I don't think extreme couponing is something a Christian should be doing. You don't like extreme couponers, but you'll go back and get multiple samples of bread at Costco! Exclamation point. Let me explain to you why it's different, Joe. Because it's me we're talking about here. That makes all the difference in the world. I know it appears to be a double standard in your mind. It's not, because it's in my mind. It works out just fine. Received another email. This is something that I think we should be excited about. You've seen the explosion of Babylon Bee. Millions of people get it every day, which means millions of people go, is this a joke? Because I can't really tell, because the satire looks a lot like my church. It's run by Adam Ford, and he's decided what's the name of the secular site where a Drudge Report, I think, is where everybody goes, and it's kind of that real. I mean, it's not fancy. It's the opposite of fancy, and yet it works.
Yeah.
Listing all the news reports. Well, he's decided we need a Christian site like that. And so here's the web address for you. It is ChristianDailyReporter.com. ChristianDailyReporter.com. Now, I went there, and you might not agree with every story, but he's simply trying to provide a resource for you to say, hey, these are the stories you should take a look at. I don't think he's endorsing everything there, but these are the things that a Christian news filter should be interested in. And it's pretty populated. It's nowhere near the level of volume of, say, Drudge. Well, they probably have a humongous staff, but I suspect it's going to grow. If it takes off, we're starting to use it around here to look for stuff. Tony, for your news. Christian Daily Reporter, you use that too. I think the thing could grow, just explode and be a very good thing, sort of like Babylon Bee, which is a good thing. Just feels kind of painful sometime. Well done, Adam. This is Wretched Radio. Shout out to our gospel partners. It is your ongoing monthly support that allows us to do Wretched Radio every single day and provide the broadcast, the entire program, for free to anybody on iTunes, Android, or at our website. Thank you for being a gospel partner. If you enjoy or benefit from Wretched Radio, would you please consider joining those partners so that we can continue to preach the gospel? Simply visit wretched.org.